Hello everyone and welcome to today's video where myself and Brett are going to be unboxing this Fast and Furious Hot Wheels 5-pack. Now I kind of have some likes and maybe not dislikes, but some things that I wish were in here. Like I wish they would have had the blue Ford Escort Mark 1 in this set, because that's one that I really like. And then maybe swapped it for some others, but there's some really nice cars in here. And on the side here you've got, it says the Fast and the Furious, which is a 70 Dodge Charger RT, and then again the Fast and the Furious Toyota Supra, which are probably the most iconic cars from the franchise. And you've got Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift, which is a 67 Custom Mustang, Fast and Furious, which is a 70 Chevelle 55.
And the question is, why did they change it?
Because they kept changing the name.
But why?
Well, it's one of those things where they made the first film and planned on that, but didn't necessarily know that they were going to do sequels. So then they started doing sequels, and instead of calling it Fast and Furious 4 and all that, they just did all this stuff. So it's weird. They changed the name partway through. And to be honest, if I'm really honest with you, the best film is still the first film. After that, Tokyo Drift isn't bad. Too Fast, Too Furious was not bad, and then they started going off into like espionage and being like it's Mission Impossible or something, so it started getting weird. And then you got Fast and Furious 6, which is the Aston Martin 1963 DB5, which I think.
But you did say when it's spy and espionage.
Yeah. But
they just need to hire James Bond to do it.
This car was really only a background vehicle. It's not even the most memorable. So because of this film, Fast and Furious 6, I wish they would have took out the Aston Martin
and then replaced it with this.
And they would have put in the Ford Mark 1 Escort, because I think that's more memorable to the franchise than this is. So let's open it up and we're going to take a look at it. This car actually is another reason why I wish this one wasn't used, and I'll get to that when we get it out, but we've got to open it carefully because
I can do that.
Because my problem as well is this car and this car, when you take it away from the box, because I have this one and this one from the basic one from a few years ago, you'll know that this is from Fast and Furious, whereas these three you probably won't once you put them away somewhere.
Hey.
What? Oh yeah, I forgot about that. And you got this nice picture of the Toyota Supra on the back.
But nobody cares about that bit.
I do.
Hey.
Oh yeah, because we ain't got all day. Take your time.
It would have been a lot slower if you were to do it.
No, I wouldn't.
I had nails.
So what? What's that? Get off, get off. Right, get off there. Right. You getting a little person, are you?
Yes.
Right.
So we have the first car that everybody hates.
The Dodge Charger.
It's stuck, so nobody likes it.
So,
I'll show you some stands.
I don't need stands, will you stop being silly? Oh, drop that on my foot. So there's a Dodge Charger. Nice car.
Not the greatest.
If it weren't for the film, you probably wouldn't necessarily think of this as being in the Fast and Furious if you didn't see the film before. Black base to it. I'm not sure if the original one had a black base to it, the one that was from the basic.
How would you know?
I've got it upstairs, I should have brought it down, but your mum stopped me. Actually, I'll tell you what truthfully happened. I was climbing the ladder to the loft to go get it, and something fell on me. Like, I was halfway up the ladder and something fell down, and like I think there's a ghost up there. I don't know how, but it's been up there for, this thing that fell down been up there for years. And I walked up the ladder, got halfway up, and this thing just went flying down the stairs towards my head, and it hit me in the head. So,
oh, that's why you couldn't remember.
I didn't stay out there for too long.
I wonder why.
Yeah, someone was trying to like smack me in. But I thought your mother was up there for 1 minute. Right.
Fear of the paranormal.
So there's the Dodge Charger.
Here's
nice
a
car.
very terrible car
is a cool
here.
Car.
It has an issue where one of the wheels doesn't roll properly.
Hey, no, come on.
this from there. Doesn't always roll.
Yeah.
It's not very good.
That's alright. See how it is down track. But this is another one I got from the basic series a long time ago. And what I kind of wish is that the basic one is the same. I kind of wish they did it with the top missing, because in the film it is a convertible and they drove it mostly without the roof on. And I think that would have looked really cool.
That'd be expensive.
I think it would have looked nicer. I like the flakes inside of it, the flaked paint, and I love the fact that they put this in. But that's another thing. If they didn't do those cars, I would have loved the pack with like all the Fast and Furious 1 cars in it, because there were some really nice looking cars in that. But that's the Toyota Supra. They've done the tuned version of this, which I want to get this year, and I want to race that against the tuned, because I'm going to race this one against the tuned version of this.
And then the next one is this also a very strange one.
Actually, this colour looks nice. I like the metallic green with the flecks in it and all that. I actually think this looks good, but like I said, if you just took this out of the box and put it on a shelf somewhere or in your toy box and a child was playing with it, how long before you go, oh, where's this car from? They just think it's a normal car, not from the film. So,
does it say anything underneath?
No, it just say what the cars are. So really I think they needed to pick out some of the more memorable cars, because I don't even remember the Mustang in that film.
This car here is from 1996.
I do remember this one. There were some people that were smuggling stuff, and this was one of the smugglers' cars. Or it was Letty's car, I can't remember. But yeah, again, it's like a lovely colour. I love the bullet gunmetal grey, but I just, once it's out of the box, you wouldn't remember that you got out of Fast and Furious set. But it does look really nice though. I really do like that one. It's got a nice feel to it too. We'll race these cars one day, at some point.
This car here is from 2013.
This car here actually is a slightly different colour to what's been done before.
Oh, it's from 2012.
But there's this slight line that goes along, and I think they tried to build up the paint and stuff, but it just left a line, and from the side when you were looking at it in the box it was a bit more clearer, but I don't know if the camera's picking it up. But there's a little thing in there too. It looks like this was originally the casting for the James Bond Aston Martin, and he just filled it in a bit more.
It probably was.
Yeah. But there's a slight line in the paint where it's slightly different along where the bulletproof screen would have been. It's a nice car, but again, it was a background car in the 6th film. Is it really that necessary to have this car in there when there were some more memorable cars in that film? But beautiful car though, beautiful car. That's the thing, 60s cars had some, like these two were from the 60s, they were some beautiful cars.
And then you compare it to this one.
That's a nice car, I like that car.
Yeah, but when you compare it to this one,
well,
this one looks better. This one has too many right angles.
This one's such an iconic car that you can either slide across the bonnet, or what you can do is you can have a race, go like, or you can put a mask on and put a Dixie horn on, do a jump, leave it as black and see your Batman. Because there's a Batmobile nowadays as well, isn't it? Don't bring that ugly car out again.
When you compare it to this one as well...
You a dipstick. But which one's your favourite car then?
I'd probably say this one.
So I'm going to be honest with you.
Because these ones aren't that great.
I love these cars, but for Fast and Furious, these two are the most iconic.
And if they put this one in, I think everyone memorised it.
Stop bringing that.
There are flashbacks to it.
But the only thing is, now we've undone that, if we were to put them on a shelf with loads of other cars,
you'd think this one was a...
Anybody coming along would go, that's Fast and Furious, that's Fast and Furious.
That's James Bond.
That is just cars. They wouldn't think of it with the films.
Well, they'd probably just think that's James Bond and these two are just nobody cares about.
Oh, well, actually, that one could be Bullet. It's kind of like the Bullet car. But anyway, let us know.
And that's just some random car nobody cares about.
Let us know what you think in the comments. What cars would you have liked to see in the 5-pack? And at the movies, do you actually still watch those movies? I think I stopped about 7 or 8.
There's a 7.
I didn't see 9. I know I didn't see 9, but the trouble is, after a while, those films started blurring into each other, and I can't remember which one's which. So, what ones did you watch? Do you still watch them all? Are you going to watch the new one, which is number 10? And which is your favourite car, and which car do you wish you'd seen? But for
and
now,
which car do you think you didn't?
thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye. And you gotta keep these ones because nobody cares about them.
Do you mind? What are you doing?
It's standing.